Where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they go. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with their promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Hello, once again, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you join us. My name is Jamal Kamara, live from the city of Manchester, United Kingdom. Tonight, we're going to discuss Liberia and the international world. We'll be joining Paul from London to tell us what's happening on the international desk. But let me welcome our colleagues. This is January 7th, 2026. Uh, Gentlemen, I'll start from Mr. Maurice Yankuba Dole. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, gentlemen. I am the happiest man, really. Since I got my life in me, I'm healthy. I thank God for that. I wish everyone all would be the same. We all would be healthy and be with our families in a happy mood. I'm welcome you guys then on the bottom line. Bottom line say what he see. He doesn't fabricate, and we will never fabricate story. So thank you very much for allowing me here. I'll be with you people for the rest of the night. Thank you.
All right, I want to say welcome again. We wanted you to join us. I want you to share the show. We will be firing in for Liberia as what is going on. What is actually hot tonight? Today, this week on the international scene is what's happening in Venezuela. It's illegal for Donald Trump to go and just capture a president, carry him for trial in America. We'll be discussing detail. And what next after Venezuela President Maduro? Who come next? Our guy, the international desk, will be telling us what he has on his hand on right now. I think he has some little information for us. And we'll be going to Liberia to tell us what's going on in Liberia. The case of the speaker, oh my goodness, his marital affairs is getting much more of attention. I think we got update on that news, and we'll be telling you more about that tonight. Speaker Richard Cohn, life marital affair is taking a news trend in Liberia. I think we'll have something on that. What's up? I think people should say that's not should be concerned about. I think because he's a public figure, we want to talk about what's happening. Paul will be telling us. And if you have any other news to share with us, want you to join us. We'll take a quick break and come back. Paul will be telling us what's on the international scene. I'll be back with you in a second. Just share the show with us. And thanks for joining us. If this is your first time being with the Royal Line, welcome.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Once again, welcome to the Royal Liberia. Jamal Kamara here from Manchester, United Kingdom. We want to welcome Paul. Paul, how are you today? Welcome and tell her how you're feeling in the city of London and tell her what you got from the international desk. I know Venezuela is a hot news tonight. Tell me, welcome first. Tell me how London looks like and tell me what's happening around the world, especially in Venezuela.
Thank you, Jamal. Good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to our audience as well. The Lord Cholofe is doing fantastically well and is happy to be among the living, also happy to be in paradise. London is great. It's cold, freezing cold. We had a little rain just last night that melted the snow, but then what happened when the cold set in, everywhere was black ice. So people walking on the pavement, they kind of care for the cold, they fall and break their foot on the ledge. So yeah, but London is cool, peaceful, nothing else. People are moving about on a daily basis. That's it. So on the international scene, we'll be looking at Venezuela. The question is, Donald Trump had made a mess of this whole thing of capturing the president of Venezuela. So now the big question that everyone is asking, who next? And that is what we'll be looking at now. Who next? Who Donald Trump is going for? Is he going for Cuba, Colombia, Greenland, Nigeria, or it could be Somalia? Which country next? So that's what we'll be looking at tonight. And then we'll be diving, after that, we'll be diving into Liberia and look at the other story in Liberia concerning the speaker who's in the regime speaker. This regime speaker, something is happening every week, every month is in the news. We'll be looking at the regime speaker. Now, Medela Cooper, this year, they all wonder who's going to win this case, but something that you will need our audience to follow us. It's a big news in Liberia. So that is the one we'll be talking about, and then we'll look at the arrest agenda for 2025. What have they accomplished? Guys, that's the show for tonight. Jamal, you muted.
That's it. We want you to stay with us, and we have lot on the table to tell you tonight. And the government of Liberia, under the President Joseph Boakai, has spent 2 years in office, and they carry a mandate. They had a model called the Arrest Agenda, and we want to see what happened with the Arrest Agenda 2 years on. So this is why sometimes we play the music. This guy called what's the guy we just played the music right now? What did this guy lied to us? How just to see that what's happening after 2 years. We'll be looking into that, and also if you have anything to share with us. We want to have this interactive. You want to share your comments with us, and like we want to. If you're first time being with the Divine Live, we say welcome. We just stay with us and share the show. We tell us what you think, and we also have a chance to read your comments. We're there to do. If you want to call, let us know. We'll drop the line on the screen so you can call us. Let's go first to the what's happening in around the world. And you said, Paul, you tell us that Donald Trump has created a mess around the world. What is it like? What is next after Venezuela? I think it seems to be very, very belligerent. He's unapologetic. He wants to go on and carry this guy with trial in New York. What is the story like now? I think there should be an update to the story.
Yeah, the thing is, Jamal, all over the world is the talking point. And why is it that Donald Trump key allies are a bit quiet? And they seem to be quiet, but on other issues, they are very vocal. But in America, it's the opposition, Democrat now, are saying that this got to action without the parliament know anything about it. So something is cooking here. It might be that someone might be planning an impeachment bill for this guy, the level at which he's going. But the question is, Donald Trump also, he get a huge supporter that are really into it that, he sent people to Venezuela, no one got killed. So it's a big thing that he did. So, but everyone is talking. Internationally, everyone is thinking this is a crime against how they call it, international law. But these people does not respect international law. So everyone is talking. So the big question is, which are the countries that he's going for? Because it seems to me particularly that Donald Trump get away with everything. Like the people in his country seem to be afraid of him. So the question is, which country next? So we're going to play this thing here. We want to balance the news in a way. So we're not going for the CNN, we're not going for the BBC or the RT news. So we just pick the Indian news that we gave for at least some little banners, because they doesn't take side. They just say it like the bottom line, how we see it. So we wrote the thing. It's about 7-minute clip, but in the process, we can stop it. So we're going to fire this for our audience.
Now, arresting someone is one thing, but invading a country to do that, that's a whole different legal universe. That's what Trump did with the Venezuelan president, and he may not stop at that. Less than 2 days after abducting Nicolas Maduro, Trump seems to be training his guns on the others. He has a hit list of sorts. Let me pull up a world map to show you. Trump has already got Venezuela. His next target could be Colombia. Colombia is the 4th largest country in South America. It has a population of 52 million. Colombia, too, has substantial oil reserves. It also has silver, gold, and copper deposits and natural resources. Colombia's president is a man called Gustavo Petro. He is the country's first left-wing president, and Trump does not like him. He calls Petro a sick man selling cocaine. Listen to this.
We have a very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor, and that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long?
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and...
It sounds good to me. Yeah. You know why? Because they kill a lot of people, yeah.
So Trump has a problem with the Colombian president. He accuses him of running cocaine mills and factories, and he doesn't rule out a U.S. operation in Colombia. How has Colombia reacted to this? With outrage, of course. President Gustavo Petro has asked Donald Trump to stop slandering him. He says he's willing to take up arms if push comes to shove. The next country on this list is Cuba, the country of Fidel Castro. Cuba has a population of 11 million people. It has survived US sanctions for decades. Their current president is Miguel Diaz-Canel, and he may be on Washington's hit list. Although it wasn't Donald Trump who first mentioned Cuba, it was Marco Rubio, the US Secretary of State. Rubio said Cuba could be in a lot of trouble. And when Trump was asked about it, here's how he responded.
Are you considering U.S. action in Cuba?
We're not. I think it's just going to fall. I don't think we need any action. It looks like it's going down. It's going down for the count. You ever watch a fight?
No direct invasion threat like Colombia, because Trump thinks that Cuba will fall on its own. You just heard him. Nonetheless, his comments are enough to keep the country on edge. Then we have Mexico. Mexico is America's immediate neighbor. It has a population of 129 million. Their president is Claudia Sheinbaum. Mexico has been in focus ever since Trump imposed steep tariffs on them. He started with 50% tariffs, then reduced it to 30%, and now Trump wants to send troops into Mexico.
And by the way, you have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get their act together because they're pouring through Mexico, and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it, but unfortunately the cartels are very strong in Mexico.
I remember one time you actually, speaking of Mexico, I asked you about Claudia Sheinbaum, and you told me at one point you had offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to combat drug trafficking there. Is that something you have
I like Claudia. I think she's a terrific person. I would say every single time I talk to her, I offer to send troops.
And she's just not willing?
She's concerned. She's a little afraid. The cartels are running Mexico. Whether you like it or not, it's not nice to say, but the cartels are running Mexico.
So Mexico has a drug cartel problem. These drugs are flowing into the US. Trump wants to stop that. And for that, he wants to send troops. Again, there's no direct threat like Colombia, but whatever has been said is enough to keep the Mexicans worried. Now, most of these countries we mentioned on Trump's hit list are in Latin America, basically in Washington's backyard. But there's one that is located some 3,500 kilometers away. I'm talking about Greenland. It's the world's largest island. Greenland is part of Denmark, but it runs as an autonomous territory. It has oil, gas, and rare earth mineral reserves. It is also a gateway to the Arctic. The US already has a military base there, but Trump wants the entire island. And he's been fixated on it for a while now. He keeps talking about Greenland. Then last year, in 2025, Trump's son visited Greenland. And yesterday, Katie Miller posted this. It's a map of Greenland with the US flag over it. And who is Katie Miller? She is the wife of Stephen Miller, who was a top aide to the US president. So you could say this is very much the administration's line. And if there was any doubt, Donald Trump himself made it clear. Listen to this.
Won't worry about Greenland in about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. By the way, I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you. You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added one more dog sled. It's true. They thought that was a great move.
So Trump wants Greenland. Will he send troops to invade the island too? And if he does, how would that play out? Because, like I said, Greenland is part of Denmark, and Denmark is a NATO country. The US, too, is a NATO country. Technically, they're allies. They literally signed a treaty promising to protect each other from attacks. NATO has something called Article 5, which says an attack on one NATO member will be considered an attack on all. So what happens when one NATO nation invades another? If Trump attacks Denmark, will other NATO countries fight the United States? It will be a diplomatic disaster at best, and the end of the military alliance at worst. And while Trump talks about invading all these other countries, what happens to Venezuela? What does the international law say? As you may know, in 1945, World War II nearly broke the planet. So countries came together and they said no more random invasions, no more forced regime changes, and they signed the United Nations Charter. One of its most important rules is Article 2.4. It tells you when a country is allowed to attack another. 1, when such an attack is supported by the UN. And 2, when national security is under threat. Now, in this case, in Venezuela's case, neither condition was met. So what the US did in Venezuela is a crime of aggression. It's the most serious violation in international law. How will Washington defend this? The thing is, It doesn't have to. Because the UN Security Council is the only global body that can impose sanctions for aggression. And guess who sits on the UN Security Council? The US itself. It has the veto power, meaning if you try to sanction the United States, Washington can and will veto it. And this sets another dangerous precedent. If one powerful country breaks rules and faces no consequences, others start taking note. What stops China from invading Taiwan? What stops Russia from kidnapping Zelensky? Who makes the rules and who gets to break them? So it's not just about which country Trump targets next. It's about what kind of world he's trying to normalize.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot has been said. Yep.
The question is, who next?
Yeah, this is very quite interesting story. We also know this is what we've been talking about. Various governments in Europe, I mean, within NATO, are condemning the actions, but the condemnations is not enough, Paul. This is what we're asking. Now, when they're condemning, we need more actions. I said that last night. If we don't take action against Trump, these countries that he named, he's going to go after them. Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, as far as Greenland, and there where he's going to break the commerce back. And now he's also eyeing West Africa as well. There's a possibility of coming into Burkina Faso to overthrow, to change, regime change. We know this is going to happen, and we're sitting there watching and doing nothing about it. And I've said this over and over. And Trump seems to be doing it at his own will. Nobody's willing to challenge him. The European, the other NATO countries are just condemning them at their very gatherings. I mean, very councils or wherever they are, but they're not taking any action. What the United Nations is doing, the Security Council should be able to come out and say, "Look, what happened?" If you listen to the British Parliament, most of those oppositions have condemned what happened in Venezuela. I mean, if you look at it, it's illegal to take this guy to America to try him. And this guy said, according to one of the speakers, he said Trump admitted that going to a sovereign country and kidnapped a president and carrying to his own country for trial. That's already a violation of international law. But then what is happening is somebody calling him to return this guy. Nobody's challenging. So there's a possibility of Mexico, Colombia, as far as Greenland being taken by this guy. And nobody's going to do anything. I've said this over and over. Nobody's going to do anything to Trump. Trump is willing to do it as well. He's bragging about it, and he wants to do it. So we're just seeking divine intervention here, Paul.
I can't agree more with you, Jamal. This is the reality. You see, to stop this bully, it have to be a peer group telling him that, look, we're not going to condone this nonsense. But the fact is that they're afraid to talk to him. There is the problem that, so who is this guy? He's not a king. He's just somebody that was put in the office, elected in the office. So if they're afraid to talk to him, where is the war heading?
The thing is, Paul, Mr. Dollar, go on. I think the thing is, why he's flexing the muscle of the great America. America has not, these things happen under the Republican leadership. When Noriega was captured, it was under Bush Senior, right? Now, the capturing of Noriega, this guy in Venezuela, under Trump, which is Republican leadership. But now, under the Democrat, this seems to kind of calm or neutralize their power, to show to the world that they are powerful. They play that kind of, I don't know what kind of role they play. A political correct situation where you want to be equal, play the big boy role, but in the meantime, protect others. But Trump is not stopping there. Trump tells you, I'm the big guy, I'm the man, I'm the most powerful man on earth. I mean, that's why he is. And I can do what I want to do. I want to do, nobody challenge me. And this is what's happening. America has a subsidy, the military might. Whether we like it or not, Paul, there's no country on earth can challenge America militarily. I can assure you that. While we talk about Russia, Great China, is no country can challenge that.
The thing is, I will differ with you on the thing is, yes, a country can challenge it, even North Korea. That means the whole world be destroyed because what it's depending on, everybody, those countries have it. So if you challenge them, the country with the big guns that they're afraid of can challenge them. And this is the reality. So don't say no country can challenge them.
No,
Yes,
I'm
Russia
saying
can
this.
challenge them.
Yeah, I'm saying the
India
sense
can
like,
challenge them.
yeah, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Paul, they only got one nuclear, the nukes. America has the same nuclear nukes. The thing is, if you want to
the
put the
country with
military
the
might,
most nuke in the world, the country with the most nuke in the world is Russia. And America comes second.
we talking about conventional warfare where you can engage each other. America is far
Yeah.
well advanced in that, Paul. We're not
They
arguing on
don't
this,
do
but let's
conventional warfare, Jamal. They don't. It
Gentlemen,
happened in Iraq.
can I step?
It happened
Yeah, can I step in,
it
fella?
happened in Afghanistan. By the way, it happened in Iraq. It happened in Afghanistan. They don't go alone, so they always have British, France, and others to join them. They don't do conventional warfare, so they based on their thing.
let's
Using
let me
their
get a chance for
what they
Mr.
call it,
Dollar
the
to
air
say something.
power.
Yeah.
America, Mr.
Yeah,
Dollar, go on.
let me come in, gentlemen. You see, both of y'all and I agree because both of you guys, then I'm looking at the situation on a different perspective. Here is the situation. Relatively, America is a superpower. Whether you like it or not is a fact. The other people, there's a many way to fight work. You can fight well with weapons. You can fight well with human resource. You can fight well with economic strength. So America got all these things there. What we talking about? When we talking about food, America got it. When you talking about manpower, America got it. When you talking about equipment, they get it. Russia got equipment, but it doesn't have a support international war. So Russia's support right now is in Africa, to be realistic. Some part of Africa, not all African countries. So Russia, will, even the tanker that they just seized today is a Russian tank, and Russia said that they should return it immediately by all means. And the American government say if anybody in there, it can be Russia, it can be whoever, they will fit the law. So let me make this information to both of you guys. Just a minute ago, the Defense Secretary of the United Kingdom make it clear publicly to the world that the tanker that was seized by America today, they were part of the operation. So America got allied to carry on whatever he doing. So that's the reason why you see the Western world have not going to condemn me to extend that where they were even extend him physically. And one of the statements that they asked the defense secretaries of the United Kingdom about the Greenland, he said Greenland is a totally responsibility of Denmark. He said England have nothing to do with it with Greenland. But if it happen, we will sympathize with Denmark international wise to see how best it can be rectified. But we cannot attack our ally. Can you imagine that? So obviously, but what I can tell anybody here, whether you like it or not, if you see Donald Trump is powerful because of America, the American is the one that making him powerful. Because if anybody go there in that seat in America, the person can easily be same thing, powerful. But Donald Trump's way of looking at situation is quite different from any other living human being that be in power in America. Because he's very arrogant. So these are the problems. So we all have to be praying. When I say pray, one of my colleagues who's a lympho, unfortunately is not available today, will say, "Oh, leave God, let will concentrate. God did not say this." But relatively, sometimes God step in to speak the minds of the people to do the right thing. Maybe if the
So,
Americans,
let me ask you a question.
yeah, well,
You made a statement say Russia does not have Ireland, they only have Africa. Is that true? Let me ask you the question again. The allies is Africa.
When we talking about the allies,
just be specific. You said it, just said it, but we know it's not true.
It's true.
How come?
It's not true. Ally is in the time Russia was Soviet Union. You had a lot of
no. As Russia today, it's not as today. Russia today. You say the ally is not true. I can name countries to.
I know what you driving at. Yeah, listen to me.
No, I'm not asking up. The reality is they have.
No, you're asking me a question. Can I answer your question? You're asking me a question.
Answer.
Thank you. Yeah. The one that the ally you are looking at, which is North Korea, China. That's the one that you are looking at right now publicly. Because they are friendly to say.
Allies. You say they don't have allies, they say are looking at. You say they only have it in Africa, which is not true. They have allies.
I say those are diehard allies to Russia. When Russia say hey, they say yes. Like the way the Western are saying to America.
Can you name the countries in Africa that die?
Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and others are coming in bit by bit. Central Africa, all these people there want Russia say hey, they say yes, sir. You understand what I'm saying?
So you make the conversation interesting when America say A to Britain, do they say no or they say yes, sir?
You always say yes, sir.
Okay, so don't make it sound like the other people. China, North Korea, wherever they call their own allies is ally. Even the Venezuela is ally. Cuba is ally. So wherever ally is ally, don't make it sound like, oh, the just tiny country in West Africa, there's ally. No, don't give that statement. Be bold. Be bold with the statement. They have their allies. The way they operate is different from the way the other bullies operate. So you get one group of people. If you look at the geopolitics of the world, you have the global south that bully everyone around, comprised of Britain, France, America, Norway, and all of these countries that are in the so-called neutral that bully people around. The other people, they don't do it that way. They look at to preserve what they call international law. So because they're not bullying people, that means they're not strong in your mind, and that's wrong.
No. You see, you looking at it a different way. If you give me a chance, I will able to. Look here, I've been around politics for a while now. Let me tell you something. When we're talking about ally, the people that you can turn to and they will be able to make an impact in your movement or whatever activity you are taking. So in Africa, I said it last night and I will say it again. We stay premature. We have not reached the mature life yet compared to the Western world because we don't make anything on our own. We are people that just buying from people or baking people for it.
That's a different topic breaking in.
So America right now,
so you go into something about development, so it's different.
No, it's not about the development. It's about national security, protection. It's about national security, protection.
Okay, guys. Can we move on to a different topic right now? The issue right now is, let's look at what's happening in Venezuela. Now we're looking at what next. So let's concentrate on who next after.
Yeah. Let me comment on that.
Yeah. You think there's a possibility that Trump will hit Colombia, Cuba, or Mexico, and eventually coming to Africa?
I believe that Trump will not do it. If you ask me why, I will tell you.
Go on.
Trump would always put fear in. He might likely put a lot of noise on Colombia, but Colombia is a very tough country in Latin America. Let me make it clear to you. Compared to Venezuela, Venezuela were already vulnerable because the inhabitants of the country were in disarray economically, you know, all this kind of stuff. Could you imagine almost 7 million of the nation population fled from the country for their own security and also because of the pressure from the ruling establishment. Based on this, the American managed to infiltrate to know the securities, the weakness of Venezuela
Can I
security
hold
system.
you there, Mr. Dollar? If you say that, then I'll ask you the question of Cuba. Half of the
Cuba,
Cuban, I mean, one
yeah,
second.
the
I was
Cuban,
just going to
yeah,
give you, let me give you a background. Half of the Cuban moved to America, around the the island, the borders to the USA. Would you think they are weak? That the moving in of Trump, the U.S. troop, is easy for them to work with because most of the Cuban dissidents are in the U.S.
no. Listen, let me tell you about the Cuban issue. If you want me to tell you a
No, we
little bit
just said because most of the Venezuelans, well, half of the population have left the country. So if you compare that to Cuba, Cuba almost like half of their population moved to America because of the living condition in that country, and they didn't like the government. So they moved out. So it weakened the government as well. If at
yeah.
some point, in fact, at some point when Castro said that I was
Mm.
hoping they get all the Cubans to go to America. So what that gave the America the right to move there, they will be weak. Are they weak enough for Trump to move in over to the government?
Thank you very much. In the first place, I want you to look at it. You know,
I want you
politics
to
is a
answer the question, please. Just
yeah.
answer the question for me.
You talking about the weakness of
Yeah,
Cuba.
you just
Cuba
said
was
Colombia population of Venezuela has moved out of the country. That gave Trump the right to move and take on the country. So compare
I
that to
said that
Cuba.
gave them the leverage
Compare that to
to
Cuba. What do you say then about Cuba? Will it be the same for Cuba?
the interest of America to Cuba is very, very low. Everybody know the reason why America moved to Venezuela right now and picked the president out. Everybody know because of the oil, whether you like it or not. But Cuba, what Cuba had? Cuba had nothing but human being there.
No,
You
but
know,
you're not answering my question. You talked about the security issue that the people were weak because 7 million of them left
if the
Venezuela.
America want
So
to take
based
over
on
Cuba,
that, Jemima is
yeah, let's.
asking you,
Mm,
millions of Cubans have moved to America, in how they call
mm,
it, Miami area there. So
yeah.
if that's the case, that means Cuba is weak based on your analogy that you just gave. So he's
Cuba
asking
being
you, so
weak for
America
record
cannot move.
age. Yeah, Cuba being weak for record age to
Mr.
America.
Dollar, okay, let's move to another level.
Because
Mr.
wait,
Dollar, can we move to another level?
let me make it clear here,
No, it's
Mr.
okay.
Lamar.
It's clear. We want to move. We got a lot to discuss. Thank you.
Because
We got to move. We need
America
to move.
even want Cuba. He said if you allow Russia to build their base in Cuba, I will move on you, and they never do it. Because
Mr.
Cuba
Dollar,
knows America is more
we
powerful.
thank you. We'll move on to another section. What we're doing right now.
Quick
Well,
one. Let me
yeah.
give some list statistics because Padre, you don't just talk things in the current Venezuela military, their army is about 60,000 force, 60,000 equivalent to the UK military. They also have air to air-to-air missile that they board. They get arms. But the situation that happened in Venezuela, people are saying with all the weapon they have, there's for helicopter to just fly, 4 of those helicopters fly over Venezuela to take on the president. And all his bodyguards, they were not Venezuelans, they were Cuban. 32 of them were killed. So people are saying it have to be or inside that the military did not even react. Even if you remember the story in Somalia, when Bill Clinton went to Somalia, those Somalia guys used AK-47 to bring down helicopter. And in Venezuela, it was an easy pass. So people are saying it's an insider work. So for you to sit on a show and say, because 7 million people left, so they're weak. No, they're not weak. So that would be a topic for another day.
No. Let me, Paul, let me discriminate that what you just said. When I say the people weak, the national security of the country refuse to stand frankly to defend their president. Doesn't mean that they don't have the manpower. But they refuse. Why? Because the political infiltration, the way the CIAs or whatever American securities entity went in there and look at the situation and see how the man is so vulnerable. He does not have a good working relationship with his own people. So they take that advantage and move in. That's what I'm talking about. The country will weak
So that
because the
is
people were
you see that
in
is the
disarray.
Western propaganda that the CNN, the BBC will sell to you. And so let's move on, Jamal,
No.
because this
Nobody
is
said
where
anything to me. I analyze for myself as a
but you
security.
haven't
I'm a
been a
security
greater
expert.
to say that you base your facts on the CNN, the Sky News, the BBC. That's the
I
narrative they
analyze for
put out
myself.
there. But this
All
is the
right.
narrative.
Now,
You know that.
the guys,
Let me say something. Let me say something quickly, Jamal. When the West wanted to get rid of Gaddafi, they saw this narrative that this guy was so evil, he was bad on his people, the people were leaving. But to realize that in Libya, every child that was born before you reach 18, you have your own flag. But the narrative of BBC, CNN, and all that the man was so evil. That is the same story they saw about this guy. And now that's you bought into it too, you seen it to us. So let's move on. We know the Western propaganda.
Right.
Let's move
Okay.
on.
What we want to establish here on this platform is that it's illegal. It's unilateral going to a country and do a regime change. It's unconstitutional. It's against international law. And
Yes.
what we understand here. Most countries around the world, when they condemn by the strongest word terms, nobody's taking action. I mean, you don't have to fight military America. There are many ways you can weaken American strength. Like you can also call for sanctions, you can boycott American activities, you can do a lot of stuff against American interests. That could affect America, but no country is willing to do that. And that's the hypocrisy we are dealing with right now, gentlemen. The Venezuela is now the target. Now, this is what they always say is when your neighbor's house is on fire, you should be getting ready because you could be next. So the situation we discuss in this issue is a small country as Venezuela was invaded and a president was captured and carried to America for trial. That's against international law. That's arrogancy by Trump, and the world sits and watch, which is legally wrong. So this is what we want to affirm here. Whether you like it or not, that's the story around the world. So the question is, Trump could go for Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, and an African country called Burkina Faso, because another thing, gentlemen, let's discuss that. Probably Trump is, because of economic reason, all these countries he's targeting has a specific interest in these countries. So now let's look into that. Let's look what happened. Recently today it was announced that Venezuela, billions of oil. Venezuela has one of the best oil in the region. And that oil is being pumped. It can be pumped to America right now. And they're going to sell it to America with the cheapest rate. That's one. So, and that's the reason. So when he went to making up, Trump up charges against Maduro, saying that he's doing these things. He's involving to drug trafficking in order to go into the country and get a hands on those guys' oil. And you might do the same thing in Colombia as well. Colombia has one of the best oil as well. You got a lot of resources in Colombia. And look at what he said about Greenland. Another thing is happening. Mr. Dollar, you said Trump will not do anything. Trump, we should know Trump. Trump says something, the man hand is on the trigger. He said, like a blind man, he said, I'm going to throw you, I'm going to stone you. You either have to stone his hand or you honor his foot. That's how Trump is. The last time he threatened to take on Africa, Burkina Faso, because people protested. That's why that did not happen. If people have sat there doing nothing, I'm telling you right now, today, Ibrahim Traoré will be no more in that place as a president. And I think he's still thinking of going back to that Burkina Faso. So, John, I want you to tell me about Trump interest. It's not only about regime change, it's about economic reason, economic interest as well. Mr. Dollar, what do you think?
That's a fact. Trump is a guy that only believe in money. So the typical example I can bring to you guys in attention is this. Quite recently, when the prime, I mean the king of Saudi Arabia, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, when he arrived in America, you could see how he was worshiping the man like a god. So because he know what he getting from him, financially. So anywhere Trump think that he can get, he's a greedy man. To be realistic, otherwise he's one of the richest men in the world. But he's so
Trump.
greedy.
He doesn't have much. He's not among the top 10 richest in America.
No, I don't say. I say he's one of those.
No, he's not.
Richer people.
I mean, comparatively, it's not among the top 10 richest in America. He's not among the top 10. I mean, the top 5.
Not among the top 10. But
how can he be the richest man in the world? He's not. If he's among the top 5 in America,
all right, I agree, Mr. Kamara. I agree that he's not among the two. I mean, the
top 5.
The top 10.
The top 5 in America. No, he's not. In the world,
I agree, but he's one of the richest men. He rich, to be
he got some change anyway.
He got some change in his pocket. So, but he's a greedy guy. To be realistic, I can say that for fact. He's very, very greedy. He love money. He's a person who love money. Right now, he will be friendly with someone where he think he can get money or he sends somebody company people to explore that person country with wealth. That's the kind of person Trump is. So I'm talking about the Greenland. Everybody know why he after Greenland for. He said first of all he approached the people. He said he want to buy it. He want to buy the place. The people say the place is not for sale. So then he come out with this statement. He say for national security reasons to protect the American sovereignty, I think it's necessary to have it. And many people, many of you colleagues in the parliament, they might concord with it because the last election that took place, all those that he put their hand up, they didn't want to become a winner. Those that he said, I don't think I can work with this person, you just won't vote for the person, and he did not win. So all that fear is in the people, but. For him to go to there's the 3 countries you're talking about are for me, believe me, that's my personal opinion. He will not go to Colombia and he will not go to Mexico. Mexico is now a little baby that anybody can match on Mexico. Mexico is the country that when you go there, you feel the heat. So if America know that fully well, that when he say he going to Mexico militarily, you will feel the heat. Real heat. Not small heat though. So he will not go.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Paul. Before I talk to you, we'll talk a little bit about who replaced Maduro's and the lady who is in charge. And I will talk. Paul, what do you think about Trump invading and his intention to invade these countries? Do we believe is a security or economic reason?
But Trump said, made it clear, the whole thing is economy. It have nothing to do with security. He said Venezuela oil, for example, Venezuela oil will be sold, and he's going to sell it. If you check his X page, he wrote something that we're now in control of the oil. He's going to sell it, monitor it, and then give the money back to the people of Venezuela. They will benefit, America benefit. So it's not about the crime that he, but it's about the oil that he wanted. Now, funnily, I think Trump will take Greenland. The reason why he will take Greenland is simple. Greenland is sitting on what? The rare earth mineral that is used to fix these electric car batteries and all that. Greenland is sitting on it. So this is not the first. Trump was not the first person that wanted Greenland. America, if you go in their history, back in the 50s, they wanted Greenland. But Trump is brave enough. He want to take it by force. Greenland is solid. It's not about security. The area that Greenland is situated now, on the other side is Canada. It's not far from Russia on the other side. So Greenland sitting on good mineral. It's not about he just want Greenland for security. It's about the mineral that he after. So I think Greenland, if Greenland not the next place, it will be Cuba. Cuba is because Marco Rubio he is the one that is driving the whole thing about Venezuela and Cuba. Look, the people that were killed in Venezuela when they took Maduro, there were 32 Cuban bodyguards. Something about Cuba, because this guy wants to take revenge for his fathers and all that left Cuba in a sister that moved to America because Fidel Castro chased them out. Those are the people that were against it. So they want some sort of revenge. So Marco Rubio is just getting around it. So if it's not Cuba next, it will be Greenland.
Well, thank you very much. So, yeah, that's a very good point that we want to probably we've been looking at this guy. We talk about this, what's happening in America when Trump ordered his soldiers to go to Venezuela. They call it Operation Absolute Reserve. That was the operation Trump launched to arrest Maduro's as well Flores to America on the charge of narco terrorism and cocaine conspiracy. So those are the charges the guys are facing. So what happened when Maduro was captured? His vice president Delcy Rodriguez, Delcy became the next person. So she automatically became the president. She's the interim president now. This is the interim president in Venezuela right now. She's the lady that runs the country at the moment. But she hates America to her guts, and she didn't like them, but she got no choice. The government ordered her to step in, and she runs Venezuela. So the question is, will there be election in Venezuela? And another thing we also don't mention much about, the lady who won the Nobel Peace Prize is a Venezuelan, and he took the prize from Trump. So Trump doesn't like her as well. She could be another potential candidate to become president in Venezuela. So the issues in Venezuela is getting quite interesting. And we'll see what happens next. But just to give you a little bit of who runs Venezuela right now, is the vice president has been stepping as the interim president of Venezuela, while Maduro is facing trial in America. But Paul, the thing is, this guy is saying he was legally removed. You see, if he put up a good lawyer, can he go free?
Yes, he can go free. The thing is, he should have been tried as a sitting president in an international court if America have allegation against him. But how can you capture another country president and take that person in your your domestic court to try them? So it will not be free and fair trial for him.
But so the very American point you're talking about, sorry, I want to just inject in something. The American that you talk about, they don't even trust they don't believe in the international court, because you know very well that
exactly.
They don't believe in the international court. Their soldiers won't go to court here in Europe. You know, whatever crime they commit, they can't go. This is the thing. I don't know the hypocrites around the world. The Americans do others like others being arrested and being brought to the International Court of Justice here, and American soldiers are exempt. They're exempted. They don't go to court. So they don't believe. He takes him to America and judge him. So against international law, and people sit there and say, you know what, that's America. Let America have a will. This is what happening. So Mr. Doyle, you think Maduro should get free?
You will not get free.
What do you think? Why do you think so? If you put a good fight?
Even he put any fight, he will not get free. The reason is, when he gets free, he will be a serious disaster in Venezuela. Because he will go back there and the interests of the Americans will not be protected. So he will not get free.
Even if you put up the best lawyer around the world, you can't get free.
You can get any kind of lawyer, he will not get free.
Okay.
Jamal,
Paul, yes, sir.
This guy came up with a Booker charge. So let me give you a little small history. The charge they put on him about drugs trafficking. He was never in America. He sat right in Venezuela. His wife, the woman at the court, before he met that woman, 7 years before they met, what happened now? She was on a panel with some Colombia drug people, and she worked a deal that they did exchange. So it's something that happened 7 years before he got married to her. So he himself is not the one that got anything to do with drugs. But this guy, because they wanted him out, they came out with a Booker charge on him that he did drug trafficking and also possession of firearm. If I in my own house, I have the right to carry arm. So why firearm have to be a charge that the man possess firearm? Against who? America? He was never in America.
You know, Paul, you know what is quite interesting here is in this age, in this day and age, where you see, I mean, it happened when the Bush Senior went to arrest Noriega in Panama and charge him for all these funny crimes, Trump crimes. And people say that happened because the world was happening. Now people are so open, things are clear, we are all exposed to these things. A lot of things have technology has improved. And it's still happening on our very eyes. And a president will go and remove a sitting president because he has the power. A sovereign state go to your country and arrest him and carry him to his own backyard and judge him at his backyard and say, look, you committed a crime. So this guy can go anywhere in the world and just commit this crime. And just like, if he doesn't like anybody, look, what he did to Nigeria, he said it last time. There was like Muslims being killed. I mean, Muslims were killing Christians. Oh, drop a bomb. Boom, he dropped a bomb. And now, 3 days ago, the armed group went to the market somewhere in Nigeria and adopted about 30 people, I mean, more people, and killed about 30 in that place. So when you go back again, drop bomb, hey, he's threatening to go to Iran. Iran is threatening, so if you try that nonsense, we're going to come after you. So he's going around, he said he want to be the man of peace. Now he causing more trouble. So who going to stop Trump? Who will stop Trump? That's the question. Can someone stop him?
Yeah, he can be stopped.
So how?
By
I mean, anybody watching or wanting to hear, come, what do you think? How can Trump be stopped?
Yeah, Mr. Kamara, Trump can be stopped by his own American people.
But nobody's doing anything.
Yeah, but
Trump
then that's it. Then
the Americans condone it, so he cannot be stopped.
Okay, if he condone it, then he will not be stopped. But if he is willing,
that's what I'm saying. He cannot be
go
stopped
against it. Yeah, if you go against it, they will stop him because they're the one got the power. Whatever to power Trump got, they don't want to give it to him. You understand what I'm saying? You see what happened, like what Mr. Kamal was just saying, concerning about the former president of Panama. The reason why America went to Panama and take that myth from there, the Panama Canal is the gateway to America. There's no way you can travel from anywhere in the world to go to America. You have to pass through Panama. And Panama, that man was giving more credence to the Chinese. So they were trying to seduce America in certain way, economically. That's the reason why they decided to remove that man from there and put their own people there. Since they removed the man from there and put their own people, and things start going through.
Okay.
That's their interest. They always fight for their interest. They don't look at anybody's interest.
We want to say thank you for all those who joined for Afro Vaca King, Link for sharing the show. Those who just first time being on the show, watching now, say thank you from Jara TV, the bottom line for now. And if it's your first time, say thank you. Always share the show. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. We are discussing trending issues around the world. This is the bottom line Liberia. We are being live from Milan, Europe. My name is Jamal Kamara, Paul the Lord Children, also in London, Mr. Morris Dollar. Tonight we are 3 in the studio for our various locations. Linfo is away tonight, as well as Francis Mensah. These guys are away tonight. So we're discussing what's happening around the world. Why can somebody stop Trump? And I mean, look, this is something like, you see, Paul, I think the reason why the president of Liberia was like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, Mr. President, because nobody can challenge. When the African presidents were invited to the U.S. and so I mean the old man was not wrong. He was saying that yes sir, yes sir. So Trump could change his mind and say something to him and embarrass him. The way he can go embarrass him.
Jamal, Trump can be stopped. You see, Trump, he worships certain people that he likes. I can give you an example. Trump want to be a royal. If my good friend King Charles talk to Trump, he back up. Trump let people who also are bullied.
Trump is a celebrity president. You know that. He's a celebrity president. He liked the showmanship. He liked the showmanship.
That's the guy. So what Padre say the Americans can stop him, but they don't want to do it because why? For some reason, the Democrat is not afraid of the Republican, and the Republican they're having a free ride of what they're doing. So because they're having a free ride, if they had a strong Democrat, the Republican will not go that length. The action that Trump took, right? If any Democrat could put up bills of impeachment to make him scared, but they just there arguing it was illegal. It was illegal. We all know. Even
I agree because I mean, to support your point, unilaterally going to invade a country and capture a president is illegal.
Yes.
Without the support of the Congress, it's illegal. So that should be. I don't know what is impeachable.
It's an impeachable offense.
But right now, those are crimes that should be looked into, and nobody's saying anything about it. So so what are we going to do? The next 3 years, this guy's in power, he could cause some real havoc around the world, and nothing will happen. So I still go back to look at that.
When Trump said American first, let's make American first. Guess what? The Republican, the Trump supporter that will bring jobs because it's all about money. So bringing this oil
and the MAGA movement.
Yes. So it's all about money. So, you went to Venezuela, there's no boots on the ground, no one was killed. It's a good thing. So they celebrate it. Let's go to Greenland and seize Greenland because economically we'll have a lot of jobs in America who will support you. So the other people who are afraid of those groups, they cannot say a word. So Trump having a free pass.
Okay.
Now, if these so-called useless Europeans that worship Trump, if they can say no, that's not going to happen. You see, sometimes you're about 32 in an organization. A 30 of that group decides no, we're not having this nonsense. But the 32 are afraid. So this guy is having a free pass everywhere.
Get out of jail card. Now, Paul, is that what we got in the national? Take a break and come back, go to Liberia and discuss what's happening on motherlines. We'll take a quick break and come back. That's a little bit of what's happening with Trump and Venezuela. But we're going to take a quick break and we want you to share the show. Something interesting is happening in Liberia with the Speaker Kun marital issues. Stay the news in Liberia. We have an update for you. So stay with us. And not only that, the UPLA government, 2 years in power, they arrest a gender. Is it still arresting people or they rescuing people? So we will look into that. Take a quick break. We will be with you. We want you to share the show. Share the show with my name is Jamal Kamara from Manchester, and I'll join you in a couple of minutes.
Well.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people like to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
Once again, there was a little technical problem we had. Just want to come back. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be going back to Liberia to tell you what's going on in Nigeria. Paul will be telling us what's going on. You know, we play this music specifically to let you know what the 2 years government of Honorable, the president of Liberia, President Joseph, Boakai. You know, we play this music like that. What we play the music, it has become a signature tune for the bottom line Liberia because past government sometimes be delivering. So we always use this song. And people say it resonated with the people because they make promises and promises and promises and we don't see anything delivering. And this time I want to look into 2 years of the Unity Party-led government. I mean, well, it's a newspaper called Analyst were like they kind of delved into the 2 years. What if they arrest? You know, the government came, the Liberian government came when they keep the power. They came up with a program called the arrest agenda. They call it rescue mission. They rescue, but they came with the arrest. So I don't know what was it about. They want to rescue, then want to arrest. So we want to see what the arrest agenda. Paul will tell us what the arrest. It's kind of nomenclature. It stands for AREST, something like that. Paul will tell us why it stands for. I can't remember anymore because he knows what's happened. The governments have been doing for the past 2 years. Have they delivered? We want to see. If not, let's look into it. Probably they did some good things too. I don't think everything was bad, but Paul, and if you're also watching, I'll tell us what you think about this. We need to discuss this because what do you like or not? People say, I don't talk politics. Why you don't talk politics? Because whatever the politicians do, it affects your lives, my life. So we need to discuss it and let them hear what we are saying. So this is why we are sitting here because Liberia is our passion, it's our own country. So we need to discuss it. Paul, tell me what arrest stand for and what they've done so far for the past 2 years. Let's look at the good and the bad. Paul, are you with us?
Yes, Jamal, with you. Yes.
Go on.
So,
okay.
With the arrest agenda, let me put this up because it's quite interesting. It become a developmental document that they came up with before the election, right after the election, it came up with.
But Paul, tell us what the arrest stands for. Let the people know what the arrest stands for. The ARREST. No, just one down. Yeah, but tell me what is the arrest stand for? Then we'll move on with the arrest. Or you got something for it?
What is agriculture, rule of law, and then they have here. Oh,
is that education?
Hold on, man. Can I just go in dark 1 sec?
Okay, agriculture, rule of law. What is that? No, it's agriculture, rule of law, education, and what is that? The T stands for what? Paul?
Sanitation. Sorry, my device going off. Hold on, guys. Device is going off. Now I'm back. Sorry. So
okay, define what the arrest stand for, then we'll let you go ahead.
Agriculture, rule of laws, roads, education, sanitation, and tourism.
Okay. And that's the government, that's the agenda they brought for the first term in office. So we want to see the first 2 years, what have gone wrong, what have done good, what they've done good. So we'll bring this down, Paul, and take us through, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's go.
So agriculture. Agriculture is the first one on the arrest agenda. There's nothing they have done in agriculture. So nothing changed. It's still the same.
What do you mean nothing changed? You got to say something. Why you got nothing changed? You sound like a politician. Nothing has changed. What's not changed?
So because the budget owner there have not shown us that they put in any effort. So if you're going to say, oh, agriculture is the number one on the list, But now we're supposed to be told that in the first 6 months, we were able to get the promise or to get yellow machine to carry out agriculture project. The yellow machine have not appeared yet in the country. It's not there. So we have not seen any farm that is built to say, oh, this is the farm that will produce in the next 2-3 years. This is what we're going to, Liberia will be getting, whether rice, cocoa, banana, or plantain. This is what, nothing show. So that agriculture thing is complete. I would give it a big F, 0. Nothing changed.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you on that. When you speak on one of these arrest the letters, the government may now able to get a farm land to produce farm produce for people, but it will kind of empower the farmers to do this job, and then also bring in products or produce that will help the farmer to facilitate or to help them do their job. So are you saying that government did not do anything in that direction? I was from you. I also go to Mr. Dolly. Are you saying did nothing of such happen? Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And it cannot prove to show anything that this is what it did. Nothing. So it's all maybe in the next 4 years before we see something. Agriculture 0. Nothing changed.
Okay. So, just 2 minutes on this. Arrested John on agriculture on the President Boakai. I mean, so we'll not be honest here. Do not politics.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about that based on politics. I'm saying it for what I think is the realities on the ground. I'm saying it based on that. I'm not going to say more about agriculture because Paul has said all. Because if you are saying that you're giving credence to farming, there should be equipment given to people to carry on the farming. Making and farming is the best way forward that can help the country. So this manual farming and things, then it can go nowhere. So I will not say more about that. I will go to the education.
No, we'll go there. I will go letter by letter. I want you to letter by letter.
So you want me to continue?
Yeah, just want to comment on the agriculture. That's just
agriculture. Okay. My reason of giving support to poor comment or poor statement is this. You see, agriculture is something that can give people independent life, but that is not the case. The presidents that we have today in Liberia, he was one time agriculture ministers, and he was also managing director for LPMC, but he does not exhibit that in his leadership to say that he have any knowledge on that. Maybe he will put there because of the some connection in the government. He say, okay, let me just give him a position from Lufa County because one of the senior members that was in the PRC government that brings Samuel Doe administration to power, he was Falavani, and these are the followers of Falavani. So they might have looked at that and given the position, but he's not really exhibiting anything to say that he hold this position and he have the knowledge on it and he practicing it as a head of state today. He's not doing it. So it's a very disappointing in terms of agriculture.
Okay, all right. Now, it's quite Paul. Just to support the point you're saying, like if you look at it, you were just saying that like agriculture first on the government agenda is agriculture. Then you talk about this is double A agriculture, which was one. A is agriculture rules, rule of law.
Rule of law, then rule of laws, then rules.
Oh, agriculture rules, agriculture rules, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. So it's so sad, but then there was an issue that sometimes, Paul, you talk about yellow machine. The government brings a yellow machine, a lot of noise about it. And whatever, how it was acquired, that was a different thing. But I think they make some attempt in our area where the yellow machine was brought into the country to be distributed among farmers so it can help with their farming. Why you said there was no yellow machine in the country? I can clarify this for me.
So Jamal, the yellow machine was not for agriculture per se, but for roads. Because according to them, they are going to bring 19, and each of those counties are going to have 2 yellow machines for roads. Now, those yellow machines, when they came, the one that came into the country were told that was gift from the president friend. But if in Liberia Constitution, if somebody gave over $250, that is, if you don't tell the public, you can be impeached for that. So somebody gave him yellow machine, his long-term friend, but the public did not know. Then later on, that story changed. That there was some business people wanted to come in, and now the money on that yellow machine was different things. So the larger so let's put it aside. It actually came for the roads, not agriculture.
Well, okay. All right, then let's go to the other question. What the next one? The next one is roads. So let's look at into roads. What happened in 2025? I mean, we're not going to go in detail. For the first 2 years, at least government made some attempt making some feeder road networks. I mean, completed some job we are government started. You don't want to tell me that they started their own. They could complete. It's the government, it's a continuity, which you cannot name. So we should get some credit for finishing some road network in more especially southeast of Liberia, southeast part of Liberia, and other around Monrovia, other counties. We should give them credit for that, don't we?
Jamal, you made it clear. Government is continuity, which is acceptable. So all of those roads network that they finish off is something that started. Some of them started back in the first Unity Party when it came to office on early, and we are continuing it. Then back Unity Party, they continue it. So we gave them credit for what, because that's continuity. That's something they're doing. But there's nothing new to say, okay, now this is where Eddie started. This is where how we are in, and this is what we finish of we are. But after we are, this is our own thing now that we're starting here.
Paul, it's not about that. You just said continuity. And what you talk, let me add something to what.
That's why I agree with you. I say it's continuity, and they will have to finish it. So give them credit. I just said it.
Okay.
So if anything new, that I will say, oh, this is what we're going to, all right. Remember, we have made a promise that you are going to have build a thing called the super highway from Grand Bassa County to Maryland. He made some big issue. You are going to do something like that they were planning to do. And he also started a thing that they fly over in Liberia, which today now the Unity Party is working on currently. So the arrest agenda have, because in 2017, the Ometo all roads. There were 3 roads. So by this time, there might be somewhere between Nima and Bon County where they say, oh, this is something that we're going to start because we're trying to link all counties to say this is where we're heading. But continuity is fine. That's what I'm saying. So in their own thing, what they said, they're going to do, because not only the roads that early and George we are then started, the other places that they need to touch, it have not been done. Maybe the day the yellow machine comes, then we'll see all the things done. But by the time we will give them the credit for the road they're finishing off, we're not taking it from them.
Before I go to Mr. Dollar, I want 2 of you to discuss this. The government of the overhead bridge. I want to talk about that taking place now in Monrovia. The Chinese are coming to start constructing. The Weir government could not continue. They stopped it. Julia just spoke about it last week that they couldn't continue the project for some political reason. And the government, we should give credit to the Unity Party government because they picked on the project and they signed the contract and the project is on the way. So why can't we get a project? That's another road network, building up and making road connectivity in the city.
Jamal, you said it's continuity. It was
but we did not. No, initially
by we are.
No, listen. There was a recent revelation about. No. I want to make a clarification. A recent revelation about WEA that they could not continue. They stopped the project. They couldn't do it. Did you know that? He just said it at his church. that they could not do the project. Read the story.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was initiated by his government.
No, but it doesn't matter.
So
it does not matter. Paul, it does not matter. Initiated, but it did not start.
Wait a minute. It didn't start. He initiated the problem. On the program, we had an argument here. We talked about it. Said that fly over the building, it was a bad idea. We had a discussion on this program regarding it was weird thinking. It was we are who initiated.
But why everything we are. It's a continuity. So why can't we get that credit?
Listen now. I'm not saying I'm not giving that credit. What I'm saying, if they should have a signatory mark to say, oh, this is the arresting that we're talking about, but it's not that, it's something that we have dreamed about. Joseph Burkhardt rules. So it could have been something else that the kick started, but it's something that we have started. Okay, let me just continue, which I agree with. But what is the signatory mark of the arrest agenda, own thing that they got on their program rules?
Okay, I'll give Mr. Dollar. Let me give Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, I want to speak on that. Then I'll come back and tell Paul some other changes to make. Mr. Dollar, what's your take on this? On the road.
Thank you. I will not give them credit on that road because, for matter of fact, that as you both of you guys just said, that government is a continuous. Yeah, it's true. The whole thing started from George Weah administration, and now they are trying to finish it. If they finish it, then we'll get them credit for me. But they just there roaming around it. So they have not completed anything. I don't know, you said that they did some feeder road to complete some feeder road. Where they completed it? I want to know that. Because between Ganta and Harper, no, nothing has been done in that place. From Ganta to Africa border, I have not been completed. From Banga to Menokoma, nothing. These are the major roads that we think that at least one supposed to be completed within a 2-year period. And even the road between Rawa Fields and Monrovia, up to now, have not even been completed.
Okay.
So please tell me, what did they, Mr. Kamara?
Okay, the Ganta Tabita Road, the Grand Judea to Maryland route, and the Bond to Lofa Highway, prior project announced by the Ministry of Public Works, and the EOWRRA Highway also project. Whatever is being started to what government, government did not stop.
My God. Starting is not the point here, Mr. Kamara. Complete that.
Mr. Dollar.
You got all the resources.
Mr. Dollar?
Yeah,
I'm going to explain to you. You just said something. Let's be honest here. We're not looking at from, we'll be honest what the point is we want to raise. The government of Boyka, he said roads. He said from the start. He said agriculture first, then to rules, then rule of law. Now, he said, we all know he's very known for his statement saying that I think there will be no car hitch in the mud. He said something like that, which is very common, we all say. Now, let's agree that there was a project, like I said to you, the projects that were initiated. Why start a project? There's another project already on the way. And why can't you continue and finish your job? And the guy just 2 years in power, 2 years. It's about funds, it's about materials and other things. So can we say that it should be completed? Those projects should be completed in 2 years? This is what I'm saying. What can we say? Okay, at least they took on this project, that the Tabita Ganta Highway, the Grand Juda Highway, the Lofa Highway, at least they focus on it, they're trying to work on it. They don't abandon the project we have started. And also, I was just measuring the overhead bridge that in Monrovia. Could not, you say initiated, we did not initiate. The project was not physically initiated. It was a contract signed, but it was abandoned. He said he couldn't continue because of political reason. According to a statement I read recently, President Weah stopped that project because it was U.S. and China did not. When the Chinese want to do it, the U.S. had an issue on it. And he said, y'all got to go solve the issue. I cannot be between two of you. So I can't continue the project. I think the American had an issue why Chinese should be building an overhead bridge in Liberia. So George Weah had to stop the project. Now, the bucket government has come back to it. You need to start the project. So why can't we give him the credit for that? That's the question I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, point of information. Mr. Kamara, is he to give...
Answer my question before you give me point of information. Answer my question.
You said, I can give them credit. For one reason is there are three major roads that are supposed to
I
be
just spoke of the
constructed.
overhead bridge.
The overhead bridge, the job we are started based on a political issue. These are some of the things I always talk about. I say so long we are not independently economically, and we don't do things on our own, we will all be vulnerable to the West.
Mr. Dolly, you're not answering my question.
So,
Paul, can you take on? You're not answering the question,
no. But he's asking me
You're not.
why.
You're dodging the question. I ask you something. Why should we start something when George Weah started something good? The president should continue it. Should we stop that and do something else? That's the question I'm asking.
No.
Okay, then why can we get the credit for doing that? For taking on what George Weah started?
Credit? Even the one that George Weah started, listen to me, Mr. Kamara. Even the one that George Weah started, they are started to continue it. None of them have been completed. Even one, at least focus on one new one and complete that.
How long George Weah was in power, he completed the project? How long it took? Just 6 years. And he just 2 years.
About George Weah King and Root.
Anyway,
our argument should not based on what George Weah didn't do there. Because that's the reason why he was not voted for the second term. Because people knew it was a waste of people's time. It was a waste.
Okay, Mr. Doyle, thank you, Mr. Doyle. Paul, you want to say something on this, or move on to the next one?
You know, Jamal, you see, when you have a vision for the country, when you come to power, that vision in the first 6 months, people will start seeing the light of your vision.
Yes.
But if you come to power with an agenda called arrest, and in the first 6 months, nobody's seeing where the arrest agenda is going, that becomes problem. So it means you don't still have a vision. George Weah sat down in his bedroom, said, when I traveled to this place, I saw flyover, so there'll be flyover. In his mind, in his wisdom, and he decided that, oh, I will get a Chinese to do this. Great. Since George Weah didn't start it, the old man came and said, yes, it was a good vision. George Weah came in, I will continue it, which is good. We gave him credit for that. But then they said from Rawalpindi, from ELWA Junction to Rawalpindi Highway is 45 kilometers you have. And how long does it take? That project was signed, the money was there. How long does it take to finish that particular little road? It shouldn't take more than 6 months.
No.
When George Weah signed that contract?
RI.
Yeah.
So they signed the contract when it was in 2020. And they started the implementation 2021. So
what do you expect the project to finish? What was duration? What did they tell us that the project will finish?
They should have finished. George Weah should have finished that project before even the election.
So
he didn't do it.
Okay, go on.
This is the Liberian thing, right? They had the money to finish that project. But then what happened when they do the thing called foul play, that they steal from people, the project gets stuck somewhere. That's what happened with that road. Now, the guy that champion Rolls, he came in. I think should have been the first thing that he completed. Boom. This is done. This is what I talk about when we say Rolls. But we stay from the time Eddie signed some of those major concession or the road projects. Those are the things they're still working on. So George Weah served 6 years, Eddie served half of 6 years, so that 12 years, and Omar Barker are 2 years, 14 years on some of the things that Eddie started. So where are we heading?
So what we are saying here, all that roads, what we are saying here, all that roads, so the government has not done anything with regards to road connectivity, road connection. That's how I say.
I would say
it's
yes.
The same old rule. It's what I'm saying. It's the same old rule.
All right. New. Let's go to the rule of law. Let's look into the rule of law.
Before we go to rule of law, before I want to give them a rule, I would say, look, if I have to grade them, I will give them 70% for what they've done.
What? Oh, they've done something.
Yeah, I will, the roads is continuity. I would give them that 70, although some of the roads, I mean, you give somebody credit for what they done. They're doing something with the roads. I agree. So I would give them 70. That to encourage them to do more.
I would give them 10.
I
would give them 10.
You see, you travel, you see the progress. That's you give them the credit because they finished some of those areas, some of the corridors.
At least they completed. At least we need to admit that they completed some of the project that was left by George.
Where did complete, Mr. Kamara? Where will be completed?
All have you checked? Have you saw this?
The Grand Jeddah area, the Grand Jeddah area, people are saying that look, it was taking them long, but now
it's supposed to be paved. Saint Samuel Kanya Dotan. That road supposed to be paved. Saint Samuel Kanya Dotan.
I agree with you, Padoli, because all of these projects, if you go back, even from Dotan, Eddie Kim, the same old thing. So some of the roads that were completed, I give them a little credit. Yes.
Some of those started from Ganta.
Okay, I'll take a break and see what Dolly Nelson said here. Talking about, he said, can you read? He said, are you serious? This is from Dolly Nelson, watching from from Norway. She said, are you serious? Are you serious? Give credit to what and to who? A country that cannot undertake a project or movement on our own. Every so-called project in Liberia is done by another government. The Chinese embassy just gave the national police 300 sets of uniforms and bicycles. And it is the same Chinese government that is building every funny road in Liberia. This is a shameful and embarrassing for Liberians and every Liberian. So this is from anyway. Thank you for your contribution, Dolly Nelson. Gentlemen, this is quite interesting. Let's leave that now. Let's go to the rule of law in the country. Rule of law collaborated with foreclosure. That's what the analyst newspaper said. We are looking at the arrested General Arnold, the Boyka government for the past 2 years. What do we see? Are we protected? Is there kind of security in the country right now? Arnold Boyka, the rule of law. Is it been is security in place? Things working? Guys, I'll talk to Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, what do you think? Rule of law on arrested gender.
You see,
what do you think you did as security officers? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, thank you very much. On Unity Party's government, the rule of law is a fiasco. For matter of fact, I got my evidence to that effect. You see, if the rule of law were really exhibiting in our countries effectively as a normal country, you could see business people flying from everywhere in the world to come into Liberia. Liberia is a virgin land. Let me tell you. You could see people coming there. But the people seeing that the law of that country is not protected. Those that are supposed to even be the architects of the law.
But you're not giving an example. What are you telling me?
Yeah, I cannot give you the example now, boss. Please. Those that are supposed to protect the law and make sure that the rule of law be well practiced in our country.
We look at the justice system, the police, the other system, the crime rate.
Listen to me, boss. Listen to me. Our justice system is fragile. That's one is obvious. Everybody knows that. But those that are supposed to be implementing the rule of law properly is the executive. But the head of state, he said, refused to listen to the rule of law, refused to accept the rule of law. So how the rule of law will be protected? It's not possible. Because the typical example is what happened to the Capitol building. Things that were going on there, he was wrong completely. Everybody, even the policemen on the street, knew that things were going on wrong. But the president sat down there.
So you're saying the president has no. So you are saying the president has no respect for judicial authority?
Yeah, no, the president have no respect for the rule of law. Okay. The thing that in his favor, he not respect. He don't have no respect for any appropriate law practice in that country. But example is first of all, as I said initially, He sat under the police, branded the investigations at the Capitol building, and he sat under the police have unprofessionally killed people,
Okay, but
on the
you're not
scenes
giving,
of the crime,
Mr. Dollar, you're not
and they
giving
have not taken
specifics.
any
Mr.
action
Dollar, Mr.
on the
Dollar, I
police
have to hold
department.
you. Mr. Dollar, I have to hold you. I'll go to Paul. You're not giving specifics. Paul, tell me, what are that we understand the president does not have respect for judicial procedure, judicial law, judicial authority.
I give
Is
you
it some, is
some
it
of the
true? Mr.
example.
Dollar, it's
The
okay. Can we give Paul the chance to say something, please?
Yeah, but I give you the example like Captain
Thank
Benny.
you. Thank you. I want Paul to give me his idea on this. Paul, is the president does not have a respect for judicial authority. Is it true?
Jamal, in the arrest agenda, one of the big R they got in there, they call rule of law. And from the day the president took office, he violated all the rules, the tenure position that were established under he and Ellen, that if they get tenure job, unless you have done something wrong before you'll be sacked or and you go to court to be prosecuted. But what the president did, he removed people illegally by breaking his own law that he created. So that's one. Secondly, the removal of certain speaker that he sponsored. When the Supreme Court came out with their verdict, he said he could not do business with them. He was going to do business with people that had a quorum, the illegal speaker at the time. That violation of the rule. So the president does not champion the rule of law that he put in his own agenda. So rule of law, no, he does not respect the rule of law in Liberia. So remember, this is the same president that told us that the guy from how do you call it, CBL, Central Bank.
Central Bank Liberia, yeah.
Yeah, when he removed him, he ended up giving a guy salary for life because he wanted his cousin in there. That's complete break of the law.
Okay then,
So
thank you.
They do not, yeah.
Guys, let's go to education. I'll give you a specific here. We're going to arrest. We're going to ARREST. Now it's education. I think there's kind of improvement in the educational system where the government schools being fined for private schools being for overcharging students that are graduating for raising prices on students, graduate students, and schools being checked. I also understand that 23 schools or universities being closed down because they are substandard in Liberia. So that's a cleanup system. That's a cleanup work in by the government. There may be some learned service teaching may not be well paid, but can we give that as a credit? Can we take that as a credit as well from the government?
No, I can give them credit on when it comes to education because what? The president told us when he became president, no child will sell cold water or cool air on the street will be in school. Have this changed? When school open in September, parents have to, there's no more government school. Let me make this clear. Although they say there's government school, but people have to find registration money that some people cannot afford, so the children don't go to school. So when you talk about cleaning all of school, no, that is just anybody can do it. That's the responsibility to have better education. But what about the child that's selling cold water that's supposed to be the future leader of the country, still selling cold water that he made a promise? And education is your priority. Why is a children still selling cool air between cars and it's supposed to be in school? So education, I don't see anything good out of education now. Maybe in the next 2 years, nothing changed.
Okay, Mr. Dollar. Yeah. There's the teachers they are not well paid. They got $150 high school teachers, but at least they allow ghost name be removed from the list, education ministry list, and also they are being paid on time. Can we call that an improvement?
That is a progress, but it's not improvement. You see, yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, they're making a progress. That's the initial stage of any administrative procedure. You look into the list of the employees and see how best you can rectify it. That is the progress. But what I'm trying to say here is I can get credence to the educational issue based on the fact that the major institution we have in the country have not been looked into by the government. More especially, the example is the LU, where when other African countries will stay in the hand of the colonial masters, LU were existing. Many people come from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, from different countries. When they were under pressure by their colonial master, they come there to get education, sound education. Here is it today. That place became a place where we call Frumuya, who you know and pass. And this is the old man that said that education is a priority something. Beside that, since he became a president of a nation for 2 years now, you can't point finger at any of college or university in the various countries that have get any renovation. Two, second, there's no new educational system have been built. Even one college have not been built within a 2-year period in under the educational system. So how can you get pretend to that? I can look at that their payroll system, taking ghost people on ghost names from on a payroll and here and there. That is the progress. But it's not achievement. They have not
Okay,
achieved anything.
I will tell you something about we got probably don't know. The Ministry of Education to do something called Excel. Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
The Excellence in Library Learning, where the project about 88.7 million sponsored by the World Bank, where we can do this learning online. I mean, revamp the education structure. That was under the Bouake government. It says not a way to change. It's not a reform. That's a reform. I think that should take a credit as well.
Yeah. Mr. Kamara,
Which schools are they Excel taking place?
No, education, Minister of Education is coming up with a learning structure.
Yeah, but
it's coming a call. Look, go on.
Yeah, let me, Paul, please. Paul, 1 minute. Let me just hit that target there. Listen, let me tell you something. There's no way that can be effective when there's no proper current systems that will give the chance to.
But you know how much is that? Mr. Dollar, what are you talking about? They are spending 88 point some million for the World Bank to support all the facilities that make that thing happen. It's a project. So if you have to, let me explain to you now. Probably don't know. Let's say
achievement. They have not achieved anything yet.
Yeah, but it's something that
are in progress. They are starting it.
Mr. Dollar, let's be honest here.
I'm a very honest person.
Let's be something here. The government is spending money. The government is partnering with institutions to bring some changes. Although that it's not started, but it's an intention that
listen to your own language that you see.
Jamal,
listen
to that word. Jamal, you asked a question. The arrest agenda in the year, something that is in the future. We're not talking about it.
We are not looking.
But it already signed. It's in action now. It's in action. It's in action, Paul.
That's why I gave examples. Say, give me a school because that's I want. Just give me a school. Say, oh, these schools and things. Give a name of schools. You muted.
The project by the Ministry of Education that is they're going to be implemented throughout Liberia. It's not one school. So this is the project. It was signed just a couple of months back. The World Bank is financing that particular project that to reform our schools in Liberia, equipping the school, preparing the teachers, and making education much more available to students across the country. And that's a good project called Excel. So that's coming to the country. Can we see that as an extension?
When they say going to start, you say it started.
It doesn't matter. It's going to start under the leadership. It's going to start under the leadership of the Bouake. It's already been signed. It's in progress.
It has not started yet. It's going to start. So, Jamal, you also the arrest agenda so far. It has not started yet. So we can't talk about it until it starts.
Paul, please give me a chance. Let me ask Jimmy one question here. You say he's going to start, isn't it, Jimmy?
The project was just signed a couple of months back.
Yeah. Listen, you say you're going to start.
At least a happy honor that 2 years. So they signed the project.
Yeah. Wait a minute now. I'm asking you a simple question, boss. You say you're going to start, isn't it? They are making a proposal.
The project has been signed. The project has been signed. It's in progress. That's what I just told you.
Yeah. It's in progress. Have started.
Yes.
Have started.
Yes.
Is in full operation now.
Yeah, the government have agreed. The World Bank has made some of the progress. The Ministry of Education is implementing the process. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, they are in process or they have started in quite two different things. Let me tell you something. Like typical example, you just said quite recently, Joe Weird even making a proposal to make an overhaul bridge, but when the international political system come in, he's quick, he's stopping. Don't you know that this thing can happen like that?
No, this project has been signed. It's in progress. I'm not saying the job that they own was not in progress. The difference is them, Mr. Dollar. Anyway, let's move to, since you can't answer that question, we need to, what about the 23 schools that were shut down by under the substandard high schools and so-called university was shut down by the Ministry of Education? The Higher Education Commissioner in Liberia. Can we call that a progress?
I can call that as an achievement.
They only need to be shut down because I
want you to answer that. 23 substandard universities in Liberia was shut down by the Higher Commission of Education in under the Boaka government. Was it not a cleaned up? Can we call that as? Can we hail them and tell them that was a good work done? That's what I ask you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I can say it was a good work for the protection of our children.
Oh, how do you grade them on that? Can you grade them on that?
I can grade them 35%.
At least you give them something. So let's go to another one. Now is what is the next one? Sanitation, gentlemen. Paul, tell me. Moreover is very clean today, is it?
I can put a picture of what just came back from Monrovia. I will tell you.
Liberia is clean as well. Not only Monrovia. Liberia is, hygiene observed, sanitation observed, isn't it?
Look, it's a joke.
Any one of you can take it from me.
Okay. No, let Paul go because he just left from Liberia.
It is a joke, Jima, when it comes to
sanitation.
You see, one party, when it took over newly, we start with Monrovia. And in the old days, we had the sewer system that were effective in the Monrovia area. Even we had the thing we used to call government toilet and all that, they were all on the sewer system. But for some reason, because it was not maintained for many years, it got clogged. So when in the wisdom of Mo Ali, when he came, he decided to remove those pipes and put new pipes. And since that project was funded by the USAID, USAID, when Donald Trump came to office, he stopped funding, that project collapsed. We complain about Monrovia being dirty under George Weah, we beat on Jefferson Kochi, but today it's the same in Monrovia. I'm going in the rural area yet. So if the capital is dirty, then you think about the rural area. Nothing changed. Sanitation is zero. If I would grade down, I'll get them minus 0.002.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, before
guys to wrap up this too.
Yeah. You know, my statement will start from here. My personal view in terms of sanitation, water make people to be clean. So before we talk about sanitations, to make the city clean, we should have enough water to supply every corner of the cities.
I think they are doing well with that though.
Wait, Paul. I got property.
You've not been in Liberia recently. They've done that with water.
I don't dare. I talk to Liberia. I see it on my microscope.
Paul can attest
every
to that.
Day.
I think you can give credit to Mo Ali for running a water and sewer.
Listen to me. There's no running water apart from
Paul, can you confirm this?
There's no running water apart from real life.
No.
Let me tell you. Now, I'm talking to you.
Mr. Dollar, your information is not right.
Eh?
Your information
There's
is not
no
right.
running water from railway
What
on
two
wall.
things in Liberia right now is from electricity, pump running water is competitive.
No, my dear. Anybody telling you
No,
that
Jema,
you can get
the
pipe
thing
water
is,
in
I led
Lokita
the
across the
Unity,
bridge in
I
Central
love the
Monrovia?
Unity Party. They have a way of propagating
Even Josephine,
bad
there's no running
stories
water.
and make it look good. Running water in Liberia, that certain quarter have running water, not everywhere. The electricity that we pound on say team electricity stable. Do you know since the drought PCK, even the whole of yesterday in my area, no light up to now as we speak. So they've been struggling since the drought season with the electricity. So it's not stable as the way people are, oh, it's stable. I said no. So the running water issue, no. That certain places does not have, and people say using their well, and this is the fact in Monrovia.
Okay.
Some places
Right, guys.
have running water.
We got a few more minutes to wrap up. Talk me about tourism under the Waka leadership after 2 years.
Let me come in before Brother Paul come in. Mr. Kamara, there's no way that someone will go to a country when they know that the security is not guaranteed. So basically, the tourism is not functioning because we don't have a sober security system in our country. Number one, God forbid, if you go to such a country as a tourist and you got even common malaria, you will not have a medicine to cure you. So how will you go to such a country? The health system is down to nothing. So the you know, don't you know that the people that go on a tour, the vet it their way around, they do the background check to know which country is secure, which country is not secure, in case there any eventuality like when they got sick or when the any violence activities and things. Before they take their luggage and get in a plane or get in a ship to go there. Because my wife go to Caribbean countries and different countries every 2 years on a tour boat ship. Oh my God.
But Mr. Dole, do you also understand that
so the tourist is down to nothing. Zero. I will give them 0, 0, 0, 0.
Okay. Do you know, Paul, under the Waka government, then an act of tourism has been established. The president of the tourism, President Waka appointed Ms. Princess Eva Cooper as Director General and Mr. Doba K. Norris as Junior, as Deputy Director of the Planning for Research Development of. Those are the stuff on tourism development. So there's an act of, under his leadership, the act of tourism has been established to encourage tourism in Liberia and also to carry on a bill has been set up to support this. So are you saying that this is not a way forward?
It is a way forward. It is a way forward. But you see, Jamal, what attracts tourists? Infrastructure. We still have bar roads. And the places that you need to go and carry tourists, they have to be roads, electricity, and running water. So if the focus is not on infrastructure, do you think tourism will be something that they would consider now? I think when those things were have been put in place, like what the old man said, roads, and we see road connectivity is good. Electricity and the water that we just talked about, that you have water reaching places that when tourists come, they don't have to go fetch well water. That would be a period. Then another thing is security. See, so when those things are in place, it's good. It's good that they established this thing and they have appointed people into that role. Maybe in the next 2 years, they will have some of these things in place. It's a good thing. And remember, years, it was 2017, I think it was Cummins that came up with it and said we need to look at ecotourism to attract people to bring money. But Omer Boyka and all of that been in government for 50 years, they didn't never have ideas. So now tourism become part of it. That means you have to look for infrastructure to be something key to bring tourists into the country. So until we get to that point, I think it's a good thing and we generate a lot of money. We get historical places in Liberia, but people cannot reach there. So the tourism that people promoting now is like that they encouraging more diaspora Liberian to go home to see other places. That's the thing they've been doing the past 2 years. I've seen that, oh, let diaspora come home to see how their country looking, to maybe encourage them to bring some of their friends and family from other parts of the world. So until that infrastructure is put in place, I think it will be a good thing to have. Liberia is a beautiful place.
All right, then. Thank you very much. I want to take a quick round and I want you guys to give an important parting comments on the show, and we will see that we're going to wrap that up from that end and we'll see for how do you see the show tonight. And let me ask you guys to grade the government for after the past 2 years. The Unity Party government they've done for the past 2 years. I know you made your own personal analysis of what the government has done, and can we be hopeful? Mr. Dollar first.
Yeah, we hope that the government will think wisely and behave maturely to protect our country and protect the image of our country. But on the then, we have some disgruntled people in the government, headed by the Speaker of the House, supervised by the President of the Republic of Liberia. Until these people can change their mind and behave patriotically to the country, I think our country still have a serious problem. So I hope that God will bless our country to bring somebody good who will change the narratives of our peoples and have a good sanitation for the country. You see, there's no way that any nation can be uh, uh, developed or make a progress if we don't take the country first. But if we begin to do it beyond travel sentiments or parties or loyalists and here and there and rest of it, then it's a serious problem. So for the grain of this country, I will grade the countries for the 2 years that they spend at least 20%. Every year they make 1%. So I mean 10%.
Every year 10%, bro. 2 years.
Yeah.
So
for the 2 year, I think I will get them 2% for one fight. The way Joe Weir administration, people used to go to bed soon, it's not happening. For that is one of the reasons. And secondly, the LECs doing little bit have improved a little bit more than Joe Weir administration. Clearly, the waters and sanitations, all the damaged pipes and things then that were stranded, and the government were not even looking at it. And this government is trying to do that in the city, not every part of the city. The city center where the business area is, I think the government is focusing on that because they're going to get money out of the business people, like our Central Monovias and stuff and things. And Brunswick Island, these are the business center of our country. So they are doing that. I think based on this thing, then I think I can grade them 20%.
Thank you. Paul.
Jamal, when experienced government comes to power, and in the first 2 years, nothing changed, and you expect me to grade them? They were more experienced than the novice that we kick out. So there's nothing changed, and you expect me to grade them? What I said, when your Christmas will be good, you see it from the eve. Experienced government It took a young 35-year-old boy in Burkina Faso just a year to build a tomato plant that the country benefit from. An 85-year-old man that has 50 years experience, still thinking how he will govern for 6 years, and you expect him to grade them? Experience is key to everything. If you can't put your experience into practice, I won't grade you. I want to close my thing on something that we didn't talk about. If you may permit me, it will just take 2 seconds. Liberia is on serious country. You see this thing I'm going to put up there, Jamal, if I could talk about it for just 2 minutes. The current speaker, I think he should resign. And based on this allegation I just put up, Mr. Colweth is now suing Mandela Football for $3.5 million for interfering in her marriage. This is the speaker that married, according to him, he married his sister, which is a crime in Liberia, but they say they happen in America. This family came, say, oh, that their older sister married the younger brother. The younger brother said he didn't marry the sister. And now the woman who took her husband, she's suing this person for $3.5 million for interfering in her marriage. So my thing is, if you are third in command and this allegation with all of these issues regarding women suing you, going up and down, credibility is not in Liberia. I think you should do the honorable thing to just resign. And that's how I want to close on this show.
Well, say welcome. Thank you very much for wherever you join us from. If you are the first time being part of the Barlam, we say thank you for being with throughout the 2 hours we've been here. And you just join us. We want you to be part of the show. We'll be here every Tuesday and Friday. Sometimes we pop up if there's something good. I want to say a big thank you to my colleagues, Paul the Lord Children, Mr. Morris Yankupadole, and others that couldn't be here tonight. And those who also follow us and make comments on the show. My name is Jamal Kamara, Paul the Lord Children, Morris Yankupadole. Those who are my colleagues on tonight's show. I want to wish you a pleasant weekend. And see you on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.